we're the Billboard Road Crew, and we would like to thank you for coming on this road trip with us. Today's pit stop, the worst hit songs of 2024. Today's drivers are Sundrop, Roadrunner, Fanstar, and
Oh,
me,
Hello.
Nightblazer.
What is going on? Hello.
hello. We're finally here.
Yes, we're finally
Salutations,
here.
yeah.
And now we get to look back on this very interesting and honestly kick-ass year for music.
For real.
Yeah. Like honestly, like after we got like a huge shitstorm with 2023, like 2024 essentially gave us a rainbow.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm-
now we get to unfortunately look at some of the bad parts of 2024 with this video.
Yes. Yeah. And then the fun part comes. So let's get this over with.
So yeah, I guess I can go on with my dishonorable mentions first.
Yeah.
So I have a total of 3.
All right.
So my first dishonorable mention is gonna go to Houdini by Eminem.
Okay.
Yep.
I just generally find this a very annoying song. The interpolation especially is very annoying, and Eminem going all boomer like usual is just very tiring. If anyone wants to listen to something from the album, just listen to Fuel with Jid instead. Probably the best song on that album.
Right. Duly noted.
Yeah. Second dishonorable mention, World on Fire by Nate Smith.
Ooh, okay.
Yes. I'm sorry, Nate Smith, you're not Nickelback. On Bulletproof, you pulled it off a bit better, but this song in particular just sounds so generic.
I don't. I will say about Nate Smith, I don't hate his. I don't really hate his 2 years for that year, but if his song with Alessa, I like it, was a hit, I would put that on my list.
Yeah.
Yeah. World on Fire is alright. I'm mainly annoyed at it because Wreckage was right there and had better
right, yeah.
streaming.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But they pushed World on Fire instead.
And my last dishonorable mention is gonna go to I Am Not Okay by Jelly Roll.
Wow.
Yeah, I have nothing I guess in particular to say about it. I just found it like a really boring country ballad, and it's just very funny that I'm not even close to done talking about Jelly Roll in this video.
I think I know what song you're going to be talking about later.
Yes.
I was going to say that for World on Fire and Houdini, I'll be saying more on those songs later.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll probably all talk about Jelly Roll at least at some point in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might.
He was on a lot of songs this year, and he was not
Almost
very
none.
discriminatory with who he featured with.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mhm.
He even did like a weird remix of "Save Me" with Eminem.
Yeah.
Your first, I wish I was on your first podcast.
Yeah. It's honestly that song, the one he did with Eminem's not horrible, but it's just been a weird year for him. But yeah, Sundrop, why don't you get us with your dishonorable mentions now?
I will be glad to do that. All right, so my first dishonorable mention is "Get In With Me" by Bossman Below. If there's any regret I have over giving our list videos on New Criteria, it would have to be this song. It didn't make any real noise in the Hot 100, but seemed to do well on TikTok, and oh boy does that show. While the flow of Bossman Below is very incompetent, there's not much to Get In With Me that makes me upset. Just a guy with some mediocre rapping skills rapping over a pretty dope beat. Not to mention the song is just under a minute long, so the guy shows me some mercy in that regard. Next dishonorable mention is "World on Fire" by Nate Smith.
Ooh, okay.
Yes. I mean, I'd be lying if I said the song didn't sound great. Nate Smith manages to give it such an epic scale, and it allows him to project his voice so well, reaching immeasurable heights. My reason for including the song here is how melodramatic the lyrics get.
Oh, yeah.
Nate sings about how his hometown is ruined now that his girlfriend dumped him, including the bar and the streets, and it sounds like a lot, like a bit much, dude. While I don't deny his breakup must have been difficult, seeing you can never roam your town the same way again makes the tune feel less sensational, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And then Act Act 2, Date at 8 remix by Four Bates and Drake is my third. This is another song that sounds alright in terms of production. While Four Bates' voice is too high pitched for my liking, I would say he gives a decent performance, and he could lay down some serious charm with his lyrics. Why this is showing up at all is pretty obvious. Drake just can't knock it off with the corny, pathetic lines. At this point, it should be common knowledge that if you want to sound romantic and sentimental, don't allow Drake to work on your song. For the love of Jesus Christ, just don't.
Yeah, I'll say I like the original Day to Day by Four Bats. Like, I think that's actually a pretty decent song. But yeah, the Drake remix brings it down so much. It was really close to making my dishonorable mentions. Like, he could have had the potential to bring someone on that could have elevated the song, but instead he went for like what will get me the most chart success. And it's like it was just such waste of potential with that song. With like if he wanted like a boost from it.
Yeah, it's something I'll talk about later on in the video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Looking forward.
Yeah, I did consider Act 2 Date at 8 the remix for my worst list. I didn't hate it off the part on there, but like it's not good.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll say this in a way. It kind of reminds me of when he hopped on that remix of "Your Mind Still."
Yeah.
Like that one, he had like similar lyrical themes, but at least the beat wasn't so turgid.
Yeah, and that at least gave us a really good Freddigan song.
True.
I suppose. Yeah. On to my dishonorable mentions, which I had 3 as well, since it was a pretty good year. First, DHM Houdini by Eminem.
Yeah.
Marshall. Maybe it's time to hang up those cleats.
Yeah.
It's just not. It just ain't selling. I mean, I guess in a way it's better question mark than some of the stuff he's on the late 2010s, but
better question mark.
There's a lot of bars that do not land, especially the attention bait line with Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah.
And also the lines are getting canceled. Like, no, that's just not happy. You're not that transgressive at this point.
Literally,
right.
Yeah, literally, the song was a few points from hitting #1. Like, no one's canceling you.
Right.
No, this isn't the early 2000s. People aren't protesting in the streets calling for music to be banned anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and of course, like a lot of more modern Eminem, his delivery is often quite stilted, and the chorus is just awful. Why did you interpolate that song of all things? Abracadabra by Steve Miller Band.
Oh my God.
Like, at least choose a good song for an obvious sample flip.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my second is I'll mention Whiskey Whiskey by Moneybagg Yo featuring Morgan Wallen. Yeah, this is just not very interesting or good. I get like their like Cole IRL and stuff, but they just don't have any chemistry together in the studio.
No.
And it's just a weird fusion that suits no one. And I'm someone who liked Broadway Girls, for the record. So, yeah, this really doesn't land.
Oh god. Yeah, I'm gonna have some words about Morgan and Moneybagg further down.
Same.
So.
And then my third song mention is Kehlani by Jordan Adetunji.
Oh.
Okay.
I get that this guy like Kehlani gave like the thumbs up, but this trend is so fucking tired. Every other week, I check like the all access media based charts. There's another random song by some nobody who's only big because it's taking name recognition from some famous woman. It's like, really?
Right.
How long is this getting on to? Like, I mean, one thing if they were like actual good songs, like most of them are just
Not
very interesting.
Yeah.
You know, that reminds me.
I don't like this guy's voice. I don't like his the lyrics here at all. There's just nothing to come back for.
Right. You know what? That reminds me. I'm actually dropping a new track next week, guys. It's called Gracie Abrams. I'm trying to get into her dad's. I'm trying to get into her dad's good graces so he can put me in a film.
Yeah. I will say about Kehlani, like I think the beat had potential. Like if he just made a better song around it, I think it could have worked out. But like, yeah, the lyrics itself are like not good whatsoever.
Yeah, I actually was close to putting it on my worst list. I guess the only thing that kept it from like entering the list was the fact that Kehlani, you know, she did give her thumbs up on it, but like at the same time, it's like, guys, we've seen this trend a lot. It's tiring, and it's not even well made.
Yeah, like Kalani, I have a weird relationship with that one because I like the melody. I think the beat's pretty good, but something about it didn't click for me for a while. Then I listened to his follow-up single with Lil Baby, and I realized that this guy has like no charisma whatsoever.
Right.
Yeah. With that, Night Browser, why don't you get into your
Alright.
Dishonorable Mentions?
Alright, my Dishonorable Mentions. First one is Fuck the Club Up by Nicki Minaj. So, you'll know the 2010 Waka Flocka Flame D Club Fuck the Club Up. Now, that was an energetic banger. Now, what does Nicki do with it? Nothing, but turn it into a total snooze ass. Like, it has no energy whatsoever. It's not like she's better at it either. Like, lines like how she's on her tippies and that she needs a tippies.
Stippy.
And oh my god, fucking stay in your Tory Lane, bitch. Like, oh boy, continuing to shoot down other women. Yay!
Yeah.
And my second... Oh, go on.
I was gonna say like rhyming sippy with titty. What are you, 5 years old?
Yeah, my second dishonorable mention is Houdini by Eminem. Ever watch? But yeah, so yeah.
Oh gee.
Ever watch Okay, so ever watch a stand-up special from a comedian who peaked over 2 decades ago, but hasn't been funny in years? He obviously doesn't have the energy of his younger self. His jokes are now either reused material, charged shock humor, or both. And not only does it make you miss his old self, it also reminds you of the existential dread of aging. Yet you hope to God won't be as embarrassing when you get to this man's age. Yeah, that's Houdini by Eminem.
Yeah, exactly right.
And my third dishonorable mention is High Road by Co Wetzel and Jesse Murphy. Ever had that one up-and-coming artist that you get into and hope that they finally get that breakthrough and it ends up being a monkey paw situation? For me this year, that was Co Wetzel. Who I've always liked his material. He had some solid country rock with some interesting personality, and I'd hoped he'd go from genre chart hitmaker to a bona fide star, and he finally did it this year, at the cost of forgetting how to be good. High Road is his worst song because it's half-hearted and generic by someone I know can do better. Like, the lyrics are just, I cheated. Well, I cheated as well. Cue credits. Like, really? That's it? It's backed up by some sterile country rock instrumentation with none of either genre's strings. Also, Jesse Murphy's here, who's like one of the worst breakout stars of 2024, and I'll talk about it more later in the video.
Yeah.
While neither of Murph's entries made out of my lists, Yeah, Wild Ones was very near to my worst list. It is not good.
Yeah.
High Road I actually thought was pretty alright, though Murph
Same.
did detract quite a bit from it. Sweet Dreams actually quite like a good bit.
Like,
Yeah.
of all the sing angle else from that Coetzel album, why was the what my favorite from that one is probably Damn Near Normal, and of course it's the one that didn't chart.
I really like that one
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Like, let's just all be thankful that though his collab with Kodak Black and Diplo wasn't the hit.
Oh, jeez.
Sadly,
I don't even-
I unfortunately like that song, so.
Oh no.
Okay. Well, just letting you know, I'm gonna have a lot more to say about Jesse Murph further down the road, and I mean a lot. So, so I guess with all that said, we can just jump into our number 10s, right?
Yep.
All right.
I guess.
So. Yeah. You
yeah.
Go for it, Roadrunner.
Yeah. So I guess for my number 10, I went with "Wine into Whiskey" by Tucker Wetmore. Yeah, I find it very funny. This man decided his career was gonna be Discount Morgan Wallen, and the fact that he's trying to actively rip off an artist that's already not like super good was not gonna turn out well. Like Tucker's voice is even more shrill than Wallen's at points, and he doesn't have even that charisma that Wallen can have at points, and like even the subject matter in a lot of his songs are very similar to Wallen's. Yeah, just I don't know. Just a really pathetic display all around with this this song.
I mean,
He said it was.
Oh,
He said it
really?
was Wind Up. Sorry, I was interrupting. You go ahead, Fanstar.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, you go.
And the sad thing with Tucker Wetmore is like, so if you look on streaming, it shows this is the first song, but this is not his first song. He's been in Nashville for at least 4 years, and he had a few releases back in 2021 that are much closer to like 90s or neo traditional country than to trap country, and they're really good. At least the snippets I was able to hear, because I can't find the full versions anywhere. It's a shame he decided to switch over to this, to just writing like the trap country wave, and especially this song, he really just sounds like he's trying to copy Morgan Wallen. At least on like Wind Up Missing You, he sounds a bit more unique. That's the one
exactly.
that got sent to radio.
Wind Up Missing You is a bit better than this one, but yeah.
That's not saying much, honestly.
True.
Well, this is a little bit awkward because my number 10 happens to be "Wind Up Missing You" by Tucker Wetmore.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm starting off this list with a song that's more of a disappointment, if anything. The premise for this song is that Tucker Wetmore is at a bar trying to impress this lady he finds attractive. His promise to her is that he isn't just a loud, rowdy hick always guzzling PBRs, because there's more than meets the eye. This makes me curious to know how he wins the girl over. And so he starts the chorus with the line, "You look like waves on a sunset. You can crash on me all night." Like, I'm sure he didn't mean it in a sexual way, but telling a girl to crash on you isn't the zinger you think it is. Like, Tucker tries his best to sound honest and authentic, but he isn't sticking the landing here. It would probably help the material if he tried talking about her personality or what interests she has, but it sounds like Tucker is more admiring her looks, mostly admiring her looks, which doesn't evoke romance. I come away from Wind Up Missing You feeling empty, with a shame, which is a shame given how gentle and warm the production is. I'm all for a song that acknowledges how appearances can be deceiving, but Tucker's approach to flirting is so disappointing. Needless to say, I won't miss streaming this song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tucker Wetmore, I'll talk about more later.
Oh, Wind Up Missing You? Okay.
Well, we'll see.
Okay. All right. Fanstar, you give your 10.
So my number 10 is "Miles on It" by Marshmello and Kim Brown.
Ooh. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. The second collab between these two artists that was a year-end hit, and this honestly might be worse than One Thing Right.
Wow.
Yeah, and this one was the one that went number one on country radio as well, despite not
Jesus.
being remotely country.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know why these two weren't together so much. Their styles do not mesh well. Like some artists can surprisingly do well with the beats Marshmallow gives out. Like Fuerza Regida of All Acts had a good song with Marshmallow the past year. With
Harley Quinn.
but with Harley Quinn, but yeah, Came Route, no. This kind of country does not. And the lyrics are like, come on.
Yeah,
They're
You
just
know,
embarrassing.
yeah. I didn't hate Miles on it. Like, it's not good, but it's just, for me, it's too fun to put on the worst list, personally.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of with Roadrunner on that. Like, I was actually kind of surprised that like so many people were hating on this song. To me, it was just like another EDM party jam.
I mean, to be fair, it was one that, I mean, if you asked me like 3 months ago, this wouldn't be even that close to my worst list. But it's just a song that shrinks on you more you hear it, and I've heard it a lot in the past year.
Okay, that's fair.
Miles on it, I'll talk about more soon.
Okay.
Soon, I will say.
All right.
Okay.
That's,
Alright,
I'm looking forward.
but now my number 10, Everybody by Nicki Minaj and Lil Uzi Vert. God, Nicki
Man.
was shit this year. Between the disaster that was Bigfoot and her two hits from Pink Friday 2 that weren't that much better, it's safe to say her status as a queen of rap has been dead. And
Oh, yeah, that's you could say that again.
yeah, like the entire song is based around "Move Your Feet" by Junior Senior, which for those in the audience who might know was like a big international hit back in the early 2000s, and is widely regarded as a dance classic. So what does Nicki do with it? Compress the life out of it, slap a dull Jersey Club beats the back of the mix, and reuse part of the chorus for an extremely sloppy hook. And speaking of artists with a bad 2024. Or Lil Uzi Vert is also on here, and they sadly don't do much right here. Like their verse is just a retread of "Just Wanna Rock," which I love, and they just had fucking ruined it like that. Great. So yeah, pretty bad song.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, reach. The thing about Just Wanna Rock is that it's all about like the vibe and the and like the production and beat, and like this just has none of that.
Yeah, exactly.
As much as I love the original "Move Your Feet" by Junior Senior, I think that the production-wise, it wasn't like horrible or bad, and that's what kind of kept it from my worst list, or else it probably would have been there based like solely off the lyrics.
Right. I'm pretty much in the same boat.
I'll be talking about Nick, of course, later.
No, nice. So yeah, I think with that we can move on to number 9.
Which you can start us off with, Sundrop.
Me? Oh, wonderful. All right, great. So this is a song y'all have already discussed, but I still have to give my thoughts on it. It is Houdini by Eminem. For this entry, I didn't put it on. For this entry, I didn't list it here for the reason you think. Of course, that line about Megan Thee Stallion just got me rolling my eyes, especially since it wasn't even a cleverly written pun. What really gets to me about this song is the vibe. Admittedly, I first got into Eminem during the recovery era, and while his angry demeanor can feel overwhelming at times, there was a sense of realness to it. I found it fascinating how M could open up about his sobriety, how it has affected his family, his music, and the journey he's taken to become healthy. Here, it feels like Eminem is trying to relive his glory days as a young edgelord that TV and radio were trying to censor. It's sort of like when the original cast of an old movie reunite to make a legacy sequel, except the material is incredibly stale and the overall product feels like it only appeals to those who are nostalgic for the past. Not to mention, as Roadrunner pointed out, Eminem sounds like a boomer. His jokes about participation trophies, cross dressing, and how the world is turning into Girl Scouts make him appear like an old man yelling at the clouds. You might as well write a line about teenagers being too attached to smartphones. Obviously, this doesn't hurt Eminem's legacy by any means, but it feels too much like an old dog trying to perform new tricks. In 2024, I think Dua Lipa came out as the better magician.
It's not even trying to perform new tricks. It's just it's most base of nostalgia baiting. Like the game is given away by the music video, which is just a pastiche of Without Me.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I didn't see the music video, but that doesn't surprise me at all.
Like it is just a bunch of direct references to Without Me, essentially.
Wait, with Sundrop's pick, does that mean Houdini made either all of our worst lists or dishonorable mentions?
Yeah,
Yep.
we all listened to
We
some
were all
capacity.
united in not liking that song. Anyways, speaking of old artists embarrassing themselves, Justin Timberlake, Selfish, is my number 9.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh boy.
Did not land. Yeah. Timberlake, this is his second era where the lead single just fell completely flat. This isn't as unlistenable as Filthy, but it ain't a ton better. The production is so lackluster. And the lyrics is like it almost as bad as like that Nick Jonas song from like the mid-20s.
It's my right to be I still get just.
I mean, at least that has like a fucking pulse to it. This is just like dead.
Dead.
It says dead is his career. At this point.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. You know what? I'll stick up for Selfish. I liked it personally because I felt like it had like at least some heart to it, and like you can feel at least he was trying a bit. But even then, like it's still not amazing because you can tell he was just like trying to make the most inoffensive shit because of what was going on with his last album. So
yeah.
Like it's not something I particularly respect.
Yeah, I mean, he probably knew just how hated that album was, so he tried to like go for something that was more palatable for listeners.
Exactly, just like the most wide appeal stuff.
Yeah, but for me, I also didn't have any strong feelings. It was just whatever.
Yeah, I did not. Alright, coming from someone who will somewhat defend Filthy, Selfish like it just has nothing going for it. Like, and the thing is that there was another single from this album cycle, No Angels, that I liked more and felt like what I imagined Timberlake's fan base would be looking for more. Why wasn't that the lead single?
Yeah. Sometimes they take a gamble on what sort of songs will click with listeners, and sometimes it doesn't turn out the way they expect.
He even had like a promo single called Drown that was at least a bit better than Selfish, at least.
I'll have to get out of listen.
But yeah, I guess now Night Browser, you can give us your number 9.
Alright. Now for my number 9. Miles on It by Marshmello and Kane Brown.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Marshmello is probably one of the worst producers where these days you can still get hits. It's like, yeah, he's had a couple songs and things, but like, it's been years since we got to Be Kind or Leave Before You Love Me, and now his new song he released recently with the Jonas Brothers doesn't count. That one sucks.
Okay.
And now so yeah. And a few years ago we got One Thing Right with Kane Brown. That one was really bad. They released a single last year. This one is also really fucking bad. Like, Kane Brown is usually a serviceable performer of his music, but for some reason here he has this shitty vocal filter which turns the reverb up to 11. It's also not helped by the lyrics, which sound like if Larry the Cable Guy wrote a sex jam. Couple that with
Oh Jesus.
couple that with Marshmallow's signature sterile dance production backing him, and What You Left with a sequel that no one asked for, except not really, because this was an even bigger hit than One Thing Right.
Yeah, One Thing Right didn't catch on with radio at all. This was a big radio hit.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. The last thing I need to picture is Mater getting freaky. Yeah. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah, he did vocalize that character.
One thing this has nothing to do with the song at all, but did you know that Marshmallow has a cooking channel? Or he had a cooking channel on TikTok.
I'd imagine his name is literally Marshmallow. I imagine he works better in that than producing music.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in terms of like his overall career, I may not as negative as most people, but I think that's at least in part because I fucking love "Come and Go," his song with the late Juice WRLD.
The thing about me is that I have listened to so many. I have done 1 billion EDM rank downs on Talk the Charts. I've had to rank so many of his songs there, and y'all should be lucky that a lot of them didn't cross over. I'll just say that much.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess you just want to say something, Night Browser? Okay. Okay. So for my number 9, I had FTCU by Nicki Minaj, or Fuck the Club Up.
Yeah.
Yes. I just found it just to be so messy and disorganized as a song. Like, Nicki's flows and rhymes are just very uninteresting. Her bars are like so tired at this point. Like, I don't know. It's like Nicki's not even within that whole album, she's not switching it up so much, and with so many great female rappers emerging, becoming true hit makers, I think it's time just to leave her at this point. Yeah, it's
100%.
And we have Doechii, Glorilla, Sexy Red has a few bangers, Cardi B even sometimes. So there's a lot.
I mean, if Cardi B at least more, I may consider her the kind of queen of hip hop. I think right now for me it's Glorilla.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Her album Glorious from last year is really damn good. Yeah, she has a straight gospel track there that's incredible. And her song with T-Pain rules. It's a shame that hasn't gotten more radio traction.
Oh my god, I love her so much. I wish that.
I love her would easily be on my best list if it was here.
Hopefully, it makes the 2025 list.
Right.
Yes.
So yeah, with that, let's do number 8.
And I guess Fanstar, you could start us off.
I'll kick it off, and more Nicki Minaj, everybody, featuring Lil Uzi.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful! Absolutely wonderful.
Pink Friday 2, not a very good project, and the hits were some of the worst tracks as well. And being both the obvious sample flips. This one, of course, "Move Your Feet" by Junior Senior, not using it in a particularly interesting way. And yeah, Uzi, love you, but you just weren't bringing any game really on this track. And yeah, it's Nicki used to be genuinely good. The original Pink Friday. This album was named after her to try to drum up traction, but just lost that energy and that that pen.
Right. So I guess since we've already talked about everybody, Night Browser, why don't you give your number 8?
All right, number 8, "Belong Together" by Mark Amber. I hate this guy's voice. He has this soft yet chipper tone that gives off the vibe of one of those Christian guys that talks about Jesus a lot just to get into some girl's pants. And it's not helping is the music backing him. Like the guitar here, it sounds like a down-tuned ukulele, and I cannot tolerate the ukulele most of the time. And like the lyrics are like pure, they're like completely pure corn. Like I'm alright with light, happy songs, but like this is high fructose corn syrup disguising itself as natural cane sugar.
Hmm. Right. I don't
Yeah.
even think I remembered this song.
Yeah. I'll say like it might be a bit of bias on my part because I found out like me and like him are like from the same like area, but I don't hate Belong Together that like I actually think it's pretty decent, mostly because like even if there's like forced positivity, like I don't know, there's like some charm to it.
Understand?
And his voice kind of reminds me of the Neon Trees dude
I
for
Yeah,
some reason.
Neon Trees is dope.
yeah, like
Um,
yeah, I do like Neon Trees. I wish he sounded more like them.
mhm.
Yeah.
um, so Roadrunner goes next, right?
Yes, I'm next. So for my number 8, I have "Burn It Down" by Parker McCollum.
Ooh,
Mm.
okay.
Yes, I just I don't like him as an artist. Like this is just the type of like generic country radio block that I just have no interest in. Like Parker as a vocalist is just indistinguishable from any number of what you would hear on it, and the lyrics also just don't do much for me. Like I don't know. I've never heard a song I like from Parker. So yeah.
Mhm.
He's. I mean, I'm not anywhere near as big on him as some people in like the review space, at least on the countryside. Like I wouldn't put "Handle on You" anywhere near number one on my lists.
Yeah.
But I did like that song, and the song was solid too. Though the like gimmick with the vocal changes was a bit weird.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, honestly, coming from someone who doesn't really care about Parker McKillin one way or another, I actually I actually like Burn It Down. Um, um, I don't know. I think the lyrics are kind of relatable. I mean, from someone who's been, who's been, kind of shit with relationships from the two I've had.
Mhm. Right.
Yeah.
I didn't really have any strong thoughts in it either. But
I
I
mean,
guess I can.
speaking of lyrical fame, and of burning like relationships and stuff, Shabuzi did this a million times better with "Let
Oh
It Burn."
yes. For
Let it
sure.
burn was a great song. It
That would
was a
have
great song.
been hot, like top 5 on my best list if that was here,
Mhm.
and that was a hit.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that song from Shibu is definitely like a lot better.
Mhm. Um, yeah, I really like Let It Burn. But I guess I could probably list off my number 8 now.
Yes.
That was One of the Girls by The Weeknd, Jenny, and Lily Rose Depp.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
this feels very painful. I've had massive respect for The Weeknd, producing legendary pop tunes, setting high fashion, and breaking uncountable records with every passing year. It's so unfortunate, though, that One of the Girls is attached to probably the biggest L of his career. I believe this song is supposed to be Abel and Lily Rose singing as their characters from The Idol, a show where they're trying to have dangerous sex. If this song captures the tone of the HBO show, then I will never give it any watch time. The two of them are trying so hard to be dirty and shocking, talking about choking their necks and spinning in their mouths, but it comes across as very try hard. It's like someone is shooting a crappy sex tape where the acting sucks and you're just supposed to enjoy the sex, and not even that is entertaining. What also irks me is that synth trying to add a mysterious atmosphere, but just keeps hurting my ears. Speaking of
Hmm.
great performers I feel bad about including, I have to give Jenny props for adding some bearable vocals to the song, but not even a gem like her can save it. Between the awkward sex lines, sloppy mixing, and wasted talent, One of the Girls is all the more reason to never launch a Mac subscription.
Look, I didn't hate Double Fantasy. I didn't hate Popular. I did not like One of the Girls.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
I mean, I love Double Fantasy, though Popular just didn't do it for me. One of the girls, it's a weird case. You'd think, especially with me being like, um, Airways, I really not like it, but I end up just tuning out the lyrics and just vibing to like the sound and the
Yeah.
vocal.
Like-
it works weirdly well as just a vibe song.
Yeah.
And I get why it came such a big viral sensation, especially in Southeast Asia.
No, yeah. Like I actually think one of the girls is like pretty decent. What's really disappointing for me is The Weeknd would write songs like these very early in his career, like, and he would pull it off way, way better than one of the girls. Like
Yeah.
those songs early in his career had some actual like chops to them. So it's just puzzling me how he wasn't able to bring that same type of flair on this song, where he
I
was
think
able to
it's-
pull it off so well with his early stuff.
I think it's like
general,
because I think it's like because he's trying to play like a character in this song because it's trying to mirror what happens in the show. And but the problem is that the show is just so cheesy and like
Yeah.
so yeah, like it just feels very weird,
Yeah.
I mean, I've been kind of disappointed with The Weeknd's output since Dawn FM. The Idol tracks were mixed, but the singles for his upcoming album, just not clicked at all for me.
I am not.
Dancing in the Flames just is there. I don't like Timeless. I really don't like his song with Anita.
Yeah, dude,
Mm.
all the songs he's released so far
Oh.
have been very, very, very okay for me. Like, yep, there are songs. Like,
Yeah, it just kind of feels like him on autopilot. I do respect his track with Anita for trying something different and not just BSing the sound either. Like, it sounded like he put care into, even if it's not like amazing.
yeah,
Um,
I that's at least a new genre for him. I wish it was like good.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I think with that we can move on to number 7, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. And I think Night Browser is starting us off for number
Alright,
7.
number
All right, go for
7.
it.
Here's a song on that I guess other people other people here have it on their worst list and have it a bit lower. You My Everything by Sexy Red featuring Drake.
Oh boy, yeah.
So Sexy Red, I like her. As limited as her talent as a rapper is, she brings a larger-than-life personality to her music, and is very good in short bursts. What she's not good at is singing, which she does in the source, and it sounds off-key as all hell. And then there's Drake's burst, where he switches up the beat to BBL Drizzy. I guess he was trying to assert dominance here, but how whack his burst is here, it comes out more or as a murder-suicide than anything. I mean,
Right.
that's it work considering that trend died soon after this was released. But God, between what Gwen Delilah, the Heart Part 6, and this, Jake was really running on fumes after he lost his battle with Kendrick that year.
Oh yeah. He was coping hard.
Yeah. I mean,
Way hard.
I'll talk more about this song later. But just to give a commentary like on Sexy Red's career, the thing is, I like most of her stuff from the past couple of years. Like I like Rich Baby Daddy a lot. I like her collab with Glorilla. Sticky Rolls, and I've listened to In Sexy We Trust, the album this is from. It's actually a pretty solid album.
Yeah, all those.
Yeah.
What the hell happened here?
Right.
I'll have more to say about it personally later.
All right, my one.
And I
next?
guess, yeah, I'm next for this one.
Okay.
Yeah, so for my number 7, I have Gotta Only by Floyd Manor and Chris MJ.
Oh wow.
Yes, it's very sad. This was the biggest reggaeton hit of the year worldwide. Even like lyrics are really weird, sometimes creepy. The song's not even catchy whatsoever, and the instrumental is just very stock for its genre. And just a letdown as like the biggest hit from this genre, and I hope 2025 actually bring us something good, which looks like it's happening with Bad Bunny ruling
Oh yeah,
the beginning of the year.
Oh yeah.
So
the king
is
is
back.
returned.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Gotta Only, that one's pretty bad. One thing I remember about it is when Rolling Stone put it in their top songs of the year list, and they just didn't
Oh
mention
my god.
anything about the song itself.
Mhm.
Oh my god.
I mean,
Yeah.
Gotta Only, it's alright. I guess mid. That isn't like active
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, I didn't
Kinda-
have,
like it's. I mean, the year before 2023, I'm pretty sure that if I remember correctly, the biggest reggaeton song of that year was La Bebe.
Oh, true.
So you can do worse.
Yeah.
But I actually thought Love It was a bit better than this, even though it wasn't like good or anything.
My response to that is a trash can gif.
Mhm.
The trash can gif, yeah.
Fair enough.
Mhm. Yeah, I didn't really have any like strong thoughts about that one either. But I could probably reveal my number 7 now, right?
Yeah.
Good. All right, so my number 7 is "You Look Like You Love Me" by Ella Langley and Riley.
Oh my god.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh.
Jesus. Okay.
Oh, what? Oh, do you like that one?
It's actually on my other list, but continue. Okay.
Oh shit. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow. This is All right, so this is gonna be awkward to read. So it's time for one of the dopiest country songs of the year from two names I'm learning for the first time. I wouldn't exactly call this a good first impression. For starters, the way the track is composed and orchestrated turns me off. The production sounds more like it belongs on a children's album. But somehow it gets even stranger. The majority of the song is just a spoken monologue from the two artists about meeting up at a bar and falling in love. This would be a lovely premise if the music didn't sound like an old folks' home breaking into a square dance. I feel bad about saying all this because I don't like harshly judging singers that I'm just being introduced to. I can believe these two are friendly people and have other fine material to offer. If you find this type of music adorable, more power to you. But for me, it just feels sappy and lame. For listeners who want a country duet between two people confessing their love, there are dozens of other country songs out there to croon to when you're on the couch with your sweetheart. "You Look Like You Love Me" can just stay on the shelf.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'll have more to say in the other video, but I guess some fair points.
Yeah. Yeah, this was the first big single for Ella Langley as like a up and coming female artist. We really don't have enough of those in country. Her next single, "Weren't for the Wind," is a lot more conventional, and I think it's a good bit better actually than this song. And I like "You Like You Love Me" quite a bit. It's not too essential, but it's cute.
Yeah,
I get why it was a big thing on like TikTok this year.
Yeah, you Look Like You Love Me. I think that one's I consider it for my best list, but I think it's all right for what it is. It's probably like the best thing I've heard Riley Green on, which isn't saying much, but.
Oh yeah, Riley Green. Let's speak about him for a second. He's guy who has like a surprisingly big fan base, and I just do not get him at all. Like he's I think his biggest hit before this was "I Wish Grandpa's Never Died," which is just I do not like the writing on that at all.
Oh, yeah. I wish
though that's not his worst hit on radio. That one is probably a song different round here with Luke Combs.
Oh god, different round here. I listened to that one recently for 2024 Country on TUTC. Really, really bad. Luke Combs, what are you doing here?
Right.
Yeah, that one I think I put it like bottom 10 or bottom 5 on the country rank down. It is not good.
But yeah, I didn't expect this song to be my hottest take on the list.
Yeah, definitely.
And then Fanstar's Yeah, I guess Fanstar's up
That's
next.
number
All
7.
right, so
Yeah.
here's a song that I would not call this country, but it was a hit on country radio.
All right.
"Beautiful as You" by Thomas Rhett.
Okay.
Thomas Rhett is a guy that I find myself defending more often than not. He, yes, he's one of those typical Nashville guys, but I think generally his stuff's pretty solid. At least this singles.
Mm-hmm.
I quite like "Slow Down Summer."
Slow Down Summer is fantastic. I was mad that it didn't become a hit.
Of course, the song "Marry Me" back in it was 2017, 2018. That one's fantastic.
It is a fantastic song.
Yeah, this though, it's a pop song with really limp production, shockingly.
Shockingly lit.
Wow. Yeah, the production alone basically kills us for me, and then Rhett's not doing anything interesting here. Vocals aren't very strong, and lyrics are it's your typical boy country schlock that Parmalee would put out.
Yeah. Oh God, not the Parmalee comparisons.
Yeah, this should have been left back in 2019, 2020.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, honestly, I agree with you, Fanstar. I think to a certain extent, I do think Thomas Rhett is a country singer worth defending. As far as I know, he hasn't found himself in any really bad controversies. And he does have some good songs every once in a while. T-Shirt, that's a song from about 10 years ago that sort of became a guilty pleasure of mine. And of course, Slow Down Summer deserved a lot better. And Marry Me, absolute work of art. But yeah, I don't think he's worth the hate, to be honest.
I mean,
save that for other things.
At least before this, he was one of the tip. What often people would say the mediocre Nashville guys. He was one of my favorites. But my favorite of that group probably would be Jordan Davis. Actually, he has had a shockingly good run of singles in the past couple of years.
Okay.
Ever since "By Dirt," really.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
And then, what were you gonna say?
I was saying, you go now, browser.
Yeah, you go first, Roadrunner.
Okay.
I can't process what I was about to say first.
Yeah, I was gonna say this was actually one of my final cuts from the Dishonorable Mentions, if I remember correctly, and it's literally for the same reasons. There's just nothing interesting going on, as Fanstar said, and yeah, it's just not very good.
Yeah, I considered this one for my lowest list. Thomas Rhett really does not bend this kind of dance pop kind of production, and I'll also say if this was the other side of her off the album, Don't Wanna Dance, which interpolates Whitney Houston for some fucking reason, and that would be easy contender on my worst list.
Calling it dance pop feels wrong because there's nothing to dance to here. It's adult contemporary would consider this turgid. Slow moving.
It's the most adult contemporary dance pop.
Yeah.
It's hot adult contemporary core derogatory.
Yeah, this is the kind of song that probably has an Andy Grammer remix.
Jesus Christ.
Oh God.
So I think did everybody get their sevens?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
number 6, right?
Yeah, and I'm starting off with this. So with my number 6, I have "You My Everything" by Sexy Red featuring Drake.
Okay.
Yeah, as Night Browser said earlier, Sexy Red is not able to sing at all. I don't even know why she attempted it. It's very painful to listen to. Also, a very pathetic showing from Drake after the beef. I feel like if he pulled it off a certain way, rapping over the BBL Drizzy beat that Metro made could have been funny, but literally just did nothing of on that beat whatsoever, which made it turned even more pathetic than it could have been. So like this whole song is just one big mess.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm going to continue the Drake hate. Yeah, look at that rhyme. And I could just probably give my number 6 now. And that was You Broke My Heart by Drake.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, that's right, Drake. You weren't going to escape my list proper. What's astonishing about his songs is that you can always find little moments that tick you off and put you in a bad spirit. Like how the bass doesn't drop for a full minute and he wastes our time. How he fills the runtime with lines about how his girl couldn't see the good in him and how he's dead to her. How his cheesy little quote-unquote quips run rampant in the verses, like how he's all ears like I took the family to Disney. Yeah, that should tell you what level of stupidity we're on. But I was willing to give it a slide. It's another dumb Drake song, and there's nothing special to say about it. That is, until we get to the bridge, where Drake encourages the audience to scream, "Fuck my ex," a total of 22 times. I think what makes me twitch the most is when he says on the ad-libs, "I should drop a couple names." The way that Drake tries to frame himself as if he was wronged and hurt, as if he's even worthy of a romantic partner at this point, is so irritating to sit through. Maybe he meant for the song to be ironic, a way to troll the listeners, but I am just way too old for this shit. And Drake should be too. It makes me so much gladder that Kendrick won the feud.
Yeah.
I'm that rare person who actually will tunic or would have to an extent stuck up for All the Dogs, and especially the Scary Hours 2 Deluxe, which I thought was pretty solid. But that whole album in general shrunk on me quite a bit since last spring. And this is one of the weakest cuts off the Deluxe, for sure.
Yeah, I actually found the song to be pretty decent, especially by like Drake standards. Like, especially with that Scary Hours 3 EP that he attached to like For All the Dogs. Most of the stuff there was actually pretty good, especially because he got Conductor Williams to do like most of the production. He even got like The Alchemist on one of the beats there, and like if he wanted to continue to make EPs like that, I would be all on board. But yeah, You Broke My Heart is definitely one of the weaker tracks on that EP.
It's funny how The Alchemist did a collab with Drake, and then like a few months later, gives the beat
the Kendrick,
Meet the Grams.
Oh my, yeah, I forgot about that.
Which is Meet the Grams. Like,
switched up real quick.
Yeah,
it is incredible work in terms of just how haunting and almost hard to listen to at times.
Yeah,
actually, like it makes it's like the type of production that makes your skin crawl, but like positively. Because that's the point.
Yeah, so yeah, my take on You Broke My Heart is that Drake on here is a 2, but the beat is like a 9. Also, I keep hearing other people mishear fuck my ex for fuck my ass, which I think is really funny.
That's the whole reason why. That's the whole reason why the track went viral, because people were making fun of that outro saying that instead of fuck my ex, which I find so funny.
That is funny. That is funny. I'm like, bravo to everyone who made that go viral.
Yeah.
All right, and then I think Fanstar has a number 6, right?
Yeah, my number 6 is, well, let's continue the Drake train. Act 2, Dated 8 by Forfax.
Oh, here we go. 6 is
this song. This would tend to be the kind of thing that I'll just leave in my med tier and just and leave it at that. It just kind of exists. It's a short little fragment. Forfat's it's not interesting, but he also doesn't do anything offensive. What makes this here and this high is how the remix not only extends the length twice as long, but it makes the beat even slower than the original.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And this is not Drake's A game. Mm-mm. He is particularly annoying and Like you just want to slap him, honestly.
Right. Exactly. Oh boy.
Like, yeah, this is something I'll change the station immediately. That goes on.
Yeah.
I
Of
I
course.
just don't want to listen to like slowly saying like he's like things about women. And I'm like, no.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
Oh man.
like if I want to hear Drake sing this subject matter, yeah, I'll listen to Your Mind Still. At least as a somewhat lively production. This just no.
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah. 666, a cursed number for Drake.
Oh, just realized that.
Oh yeah.
He really is
Yeah.
the 6.
Yeah, and now for my number 6. It's Chevrolet by Drake. Wait. Chevrolet by Justin Lynch featuring Jolly Roll. I don't actually have much to say about this one because of how many worse lists it's been, and so I'll keep it brief. So, what do you get when you take Drift Away, a soul classic about losing yourself in the music, and turn it into an utterly disposable bro country song with the lyrics of a straight-to-DVD comedy about a guy who falls in love with a girl who thinks he's just another city person, but it turns out she also loves trucks and country music. Oh, joy! I'm shocked they have the restraints or not write a burst at the end where they both have hot, sexy sex.
That's sexy sex.
I will talk about this later.
Oh,
Yeah,
here we go.
same.
A share. Oh wow, a shared entry. That's cool. All right, so let's go to number 5. How about that?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, so I think I'm starting up. Is that correct?
Yep.
All right, here we go. I need my glass of water for this.
Oh boy, here we go.
Number 5, Wild Ones by Jesse Murph and Jelly Roll. For this year, I had the displeasure of being introduced to Jesse Murph, one of the newest country singers on the block. The Huntsville-based artist has only been active since 2021, and all I can say is she has a long way to improve her craft. When she's not making despairing ballads, she's producing bizarre country party songs like this. The beat is poorly mixed and tries too hard to be slick with the guitar loop and heavy bass. It's like she's trying to be the female Morgan Wallen with the thick twang and hip-hop influenced country beat. That's before we even get to Jelly Roll, who gives us an abysmal performance. On the whole, I find him to be a fairly respectable dude, given how much he's advocated for drug addicts and his music can be tolerable. Yet when I hear him try to be a rapper, it causes me to scrunch my face up. Of course, what really makes this song unpleasant is how we're meant to picture a 40-year-old man getting it on with a 20-year-old girl. Like, it just gives you the ick. I don't encourage her to give up on music, obviously, but Wild Ones is proof that Jesse Murph has ways to go. It's unbelievable that I'm saying this, but I prefer the Flo Rida song.
Yeah.
Yeah, Murph I've been aware of for a decent bit. Like, I know she had that like Prey is like a decently big thing, but my first introduction was when Texas with Maren Morris first showed up on the Hot Country Songs chart.
She collaborated with Maren Morris?
Yeah, that one's actually pretty solid.
Okay.
Though that was followed up with Heartbroken with Diplo and Polo G.
Oh boy.
Which is better than Wild Ones, but not by a ton. It's like Diplo's and Polo G are really trying to like recreate Better Days, and it's just not.
Right.
Oh boy, Thomas Leslie Diplo, my favorite.
Right.
Yeah, I'll have more to say on Wild Ones, but I just remember like Jessie Murph, she I think used to do more alt-leaning songs because I remember seeing her songs on the AM alt chart before her breakthrough last year and like even before 2023. So if that's true, because I didn't even listen to that project that I saw like her project before her breakout. If that's the case, I do think it's like weird if she shifted to like full country.
Yeah.
You know,
I
I never listened to that record though, so I don't know if it was still like country.
I want to say it's like Drowning is like kind of like singer-songwriter type.
Singer-song. Okay.
And then then she did in 2023 she pivoted to country. Right, because that was the big thing. She's far from the only artist to do so.
True.
Like Canadian, or not Canadian, sorry, no, Californian pop singer Dasha getting a massive global hit with Austin this year.
Because she. Mm-hmm.
I'm actually looking forward to talking about Dasha very soon. You know, for certain. Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, Fanstar, you're number 5.
Fuck the Club Up by Nicki Minaj. This fragment, sampling Waka Flocka Flame, with outside of like the sample flip, this production is very uninteresting. Her bars do not inspire much of anything, really. Like they're just incredibly lame.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get why this was such a thing. Like that it almost was bigger than everybody on the year end, despite not having the radio support. Because it's barely a song.
Yeah. I'm inching closer and closer to giving my thoughts on this song. I can just taste it. It's on my tongue. Yeah. But yeah, I think for the moments, let's go to Night Browsers, number 5.
All right.
Yeah.
My number 5 is Wine into Whiskey by Tucker Wetmore.
Mm.
I consider having lined up this here, but now this is even worse. Like Fanstar said, Tucker Wetmore is just a more than one love prophet. He's like I swear this guy is like. I swear to God, this guy is like a fake person. He was made up by Nashville to see if they can try to make their own AI version of Morgan Wallen. Like, he has the same vocal cadence, but is way more nasal. It's just unlistenable. Like, the chorus is also a mess as well. Like, it's too many words in the last line to be cohesive with the rest of the chorus structure. And when he ends on Whiskey, it just ends on a really awkward note. Also, the beat is like this god-awful country trap fusion that makes Wallen's forays into combining both genres look like Shabuzi.
Right.
Yeah.
And to think this guy genuinely had the potential to make something perhaps like Zach Top's Cold Beer and country music, but instead he decided to jump on the trap country bandwagon because that was what looked like the thing in like 24.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I guess now moving on to my number 5, I same as Sundrop, I have Wild Ones by Jesse Murphy and Jelly Roll.
Yay! Let's go! Yeah. Let's go!
So I think Sundrop said a lot of my thoughts, but I guess what I'll say is like I just found this to be like the definition of cringe in song form. Like Jessie talking about how she has like a thing for the Wild Ones over this limp and bare country trap instrumental. Jelly Roll going back to his rapping days, even though there's a reason he left that era because he is a way better singer. And Jessie and Jelly Roll have almost no chemistry, just cringe and pain all around. And I still find it funny I'm not done talking about Jelly Roll yet.
Oh, God. Oh, jeez. This ought to be good. So, yeah, I think with that, we can go on to number 4, and I think Fanstar is going to be leading, right?
Yeah, on the topic of Jelly Roll. Lonely Road by MGK featuring Jelly Roll.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, this was... Woof. Really obvious, just a flip of John Denver's Country Roads. And very lazy in how it did it as well.
Right.
Yeah, this is what is this like MGK's 3rd genre pivot in like 5 years?
I think so.
Yeah. So because pop punk ain't cutting it for him no more, he decides to
Right.
go to country, or
Right.
like country rap.
Exactly.
Yeah, and who better else to feature than Jelly Roll? Because
Mhm.
Jelly Roll just jumps on everyone's tracks apparently these days.
hey, Jelly Roll, you want to feature that new Falling in Reverse song? Oh, sure.
Fuck yeah, he was on that. That is Jelly Roll's worst song of like the past year or so. Is All My Life with Falling in Reverse. That would have. Okay, that would not have been number one on my worst list if it was a hit, because we'll get there. But it would have been bottom like 3 or 4.
God.
Yeah, Lonely Road, just awful flip of Country Roads.
Yeah.
That
Cringy cover. Cringy
that
cover.
chorus is so cringe.
Yeah.
And yeah, MJ just does not sound good in this like weird folk country lane. Like,
Mhm. Mhm.
yeah, I prefer him rap, like just straight rap, like doing hip hop.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Lonely Road, I'm gonna talk about more later.
Okay. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
Uh,
It was just. Yeah, made me like. Ugh. But Night Browser. What about your number 4?
All right, my number 4, or my number 4 is Carnival by Kanye West and Ty Dolla $ign.
Oh boy, here we go.
Rich the Kid and Playboy Cardi. And
Yeah, here we go.
yeah, someone who considers himself a former Kanye fan, and at one point as far as calling one of my personal favorite artists, his fall off the past 3 years has been particularly depressing, between him coming out as a Nazi and all the other various accusations against it, and that we don't have a lot of time for. Also, not helping is what little of his recent music I've heard from him over that time frame has been shit, with this as a prime example. Like, okay, the beat is honestly okay. 3/4 of the rappers here aren't great, but that alone I wouldn't call worst of his material. What is though is Kanye's verse, which is just one of the worst fucking rappers I've heard in my entire life. I'm not gonna lie.
Good lord.
Like here, he name drops Elon Musk, compares himself to multiple sex offenders, and he complains about cancel culture while mentioning Chris Brown as an example. You know, the guy who was canceled for 1 year before having a decade and a half of hits. So yeah, that alone was enough to secure this spot on my list.
Oh yeah, but it's.
I will be talking about this later.
Yeah, I'll also have more to say.
Me too. Me too. I think in the meantime, let's go to Roadrunner.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll just as a quick aside, it is shockingly apt that he decided to use an Italian football club for the chant.
Yep.
Go, like that part.
Yeah. So for my number 4, I have Chevrolet by Justin Lynch featuring Jelly Roll.
All right,
Yeah.
here we go. We keep
this song
along with Jelly Roll.
This song is just sad. There are so many lanes the song could have gone in, but they went for the laser rap by heavily interpolating Drift Away, and really badly at that. Just a song to loathe every part of, and of course you can't forget on the tacked on Jelly Roll verse. So it does well on country radio since he's the new it boy. His verse here definitely seems like checked out, and hopefully Jelly Roll can do better next year, since this year was not, quality-wise, was not his year at all.
Yeah, I would agree with that. That's fair to say. Okay, so I think I'll list off my number 4 now, and here we go. Moment I've been waiting for. FTCU by Nicki Minaj. You ever hear a line that's so crass, so distasteful, and so infuriating that it manages to kill an entire song and hurt an artist's image even further than it already was? Well, that's what I found with Nicki Minaj's FTCU. What's really sad is how the beat actually goes hard. It gets you hyped. I'll admit it. Plus, I was actually feeling Nicki's flow with the way she shows confidence. But then once I took a good look at the lyrics, I saw the line, "Stay in your lane, stay in your lane, bitch. I'm not. No, stay in your Tory lane, bitch. I'm not aching." Like I can't even say it right. That's how much it disgusts me. While I wasn't on board with Eminem's line about Megan either, that was at least a limp attempt at being shocking. With Nicki, it's like he's actually trying to cut deep into Megan's psyche by making a mockery of her traumatic incident she had to endure. I've said this before in multiple videos, but it's super disappointing how Nicki is committed to punching down at other female rappers instead of helping the industry become a more thriving place for them. FTCU and her other diss tracks towards Megan is the culmination of how vile her attitude towards other women has become. The good news is that it seems like entertainment has reached the point where they don't want anything to do with Nicki anymore. While her career certainly won't topple down, her internalized misogyny has left a permanent stain on her legacy. Lord knows this is not what the real Barbie would stand for.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I said my piece there.
Yeah. Night Browser, Night Browser, you're new to this, but I'm like extremely anti-Barbs and anti-Nicki.
Yeah, very understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could probably hear me get red in the face by saying all that. But yeah, I think we can move on to number 3. Is it
Number 3? I think that should be Night Browser starting.
Yes,
Okay.
I believe so.
Alright, my number 3. Wild Ones by Jesse Murph and Jelly Roll.
Yes!
This
Keep
song,
it going, baby. Keep it going.
this sounds like it came from the alternate universe where Bebe Rexha and Florida Georgia Line made Him and I.
That's actually a good comparison.
Jesse Murph is one of the worst.
That is a good comparison.
First breakout stars of 2024. She's a god-awful country singer, and this is a prime example where she shows no personality or emotion sheer. She sounds bored out of her mind more than badass. Like, the B is this stiff garbage wearing a country costume, and Jelly Roll, well, I don't know what to say about this part other than, well, here, he's essentially the Joker to her Harley Quinn. Literally, he even name drops Scoff in his verse. It's like they knew this song was tailor-made for cringy fandom music videos that romanticize Joker's abusive relationship towards Harley Quinn. Also, just the whole premise of I know Sundrop mentioned this before, but just the whole premise here of a 20-year-old girl hooking up with a 40-year-old guy. You.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess we can move to my number 3. And I thought I saw this on the list, and we didn't talk about it last year. So I guess it's fine if I put it on this year, because I think it made the year end. But I put a little Bootang by Paul Russell for my number 3.
Oh, that song.
Whoa. Oh my God.
That one's a massive shrinker for me.
Oh god.
Yes.
That one.
Yeah, I didn't make this. It didn't make the Spectrum
Oh
Pulse
my
2024 because it made the 2023 Spectrum Pulse list, but we didn't have that list that year. So,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
it's my song of nightmares. Another
your
song
song
going
of
off of. It is the song of nightmares. Like they spammed it on every commercial. It's like going off a heavy sample, and the forced positivity is like, oh my, like, yeah. The briefness and length is also a knock against it, and just one of the most disposable songs in all of the worst ways. I'm glad we were able to get this done with at the beginning of the year, and I haven't listened to it since.
I do not get. I do not get the defenses of Lil Boo thing. Like, oh, it's such a positive song. Like when it has like "Steal Your Girl" lyrics. Like, what?
Exactly.
What's positive about that?
No, I think it's like he's trying to come off super positive when talking like about these sleazy lyrics, and that's what's really annoying about it.
Yeah.
Admittedly, I kind of vibed with the song quite a few times. But yeah, I can see where you guys are coming from. With the lyrics and the vibe and all that. Yeah.
It's the Take Your Girl song your soccer mom would be okay listening to.
Yeah.
That's a fair description. That's a fair description.
Perfect description.
That's a fair description. But yeah, I was just so surprised to like see you mention it because I guess I just never expected it to be here. But yeah, I could probably reveal my number 3. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. My number 3 is Whiskey Whiskey by Moneybagg Yo featuring Morgan Wallen.
Yeah.
Deja vu, am I right, guys? Morgan Wallen doing a collab with a rapper and it producing atrocious results. To be candid, I don't think it's bad for Morgan to reach out to a different genre and experiment with sounds. It's smart for him to do so, considering the troubles he's been in. I just wish the songs they recorded were a lot more dignified. For starters, if you want your song to sound dope, maybe don't base the opening line of your chorus off the nursery rhyme "Rain, Rain, Go Away." It doesn't add to the so-called badassery of the tune. On top of that, it doesn't seem like the two artists' verses fit each other at all. Moneybagg Yo is rapping about hitting up the bar and having a good time while he eyes a lady, asking to have fun with him. Meanwhile, Morgan Wallen is singing about his woeful breakup and how the whiskey keeps him thinking about his ex. Like, these two themes are in direct conflict with one another. Lastly, the beat just feels depressing. It doesn't click with Moneybagg's festivities, and it makes Wallen's situation even moodier than it has to be. If anything, Whiskey Whiskey is laughable in every decision it makes, and the bartender can leave that bottle unopened.
Yeah, I mean, it's impressive how Shouty does, considering this has been teased for literal years before it came out. Like, I think it first got teased in 2022, not too long after Bravo Girls. Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Whiskey Whiskey. That one's terrible. I will say that's I think prefer it more. I'd take that over the song you released with Lil Durk 2 years ago, "Stand By Me," which is just the most corny, like the most sappiest shit imaginable. Oh, it's like I think I covered an 80s era Chicago song.
I mean, "Stand By Me" is like the poor man's 21 Questions, but it weirdly had some charm for me. It's not good, but I didn't hate it. For what's worth.
Yeah. So I guess I'm next.
Yeah.
I think.
I know. In Fanstar, did you reveal your number 3?
I have.
Oh yeah.
My number 3. My number 3. Another Joy Roll song, "Chevrolet." Dustin Lynch featuring Joy Roll.
Oh my god, so much Jelly Roll. There's so much Jelly Roll. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, this one though is basically all Dustin Lynch. He is one of the worst guys working in mainstream Nashville right now.
Wow, one of the worst. Wow.
Yeah, I Killed the Cowboy, his album from 2023. That is. I think that's the worst country record I've listened to.
Oh my
Whoa,
God.
that
Legitimately.
I mean, you love country music, so I'm
yeah, it is awful. It is awful.
Yeah,
and this is one of the worst tracks on there. Yeah, I love the W. Gray's original version of "Drift Away." I even like the Uncle Cracker cover. This though, this like cover / Triple H just has none of the charm of the original. It's lazily using the name recognition of the melody to get people to listen while having just this incredibly generic story that is so road and not well written. Yeah, and then like Jelly Roll is here just to finesse the radio, really.
yeah, essentially.
like he doesn't have any purpose to be here.
Let me just say this about Chevrolet before we go to our number 2. I remember a specific moment on Discord where Fanstar, you showed me this song in December 2023. Like months before this song was a hit. So I think it was funny that this actually crossed over. Wish it didn't, but
I think that was when it first showed up on country radio. I want to say, I saw this either that or Hot Country Songs. So I listened to it. I was like, "Good Lord, this is terrible." And yep,
Oh.
it went number 1 on country radio. Because of course it did.
Yeah. So
So I guess now we can move on to number 2 now.
number 2.
And I guess I could start off with
Go
that.
for it.
And I mean, for number 2, I have "Whiskey Whiskey" by Moneybagg Yo featuring Morgan Wallen.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's just like what a lot of you guys said about it. It's just not very good. Like, also, what kind of brings it down is it just seems, even though this was made like 2 years ago, I feel like Moneybagg Yo purposefully waited because he's just not as big as he was 2 years ago, and this was literally the only song on the album that had any traction when the album released. So it just seems like a brazen attempt for Moneybagg Yo to have a popular song again out of being out of the spotlight for a few years. And the overall product is just very messy and lazy. Moneybagg Yo sounds checked out. Morgan Wallen's part sounds really phoned in. Wallen also just sounds like really screechy and nasally on this, even worse than his last rap collab, and I just like nothing about this song whatsoever.
Yeah, I already ripped into the song as best as I could. So
Yeah.
I'll give my number 2 right now. That was Carnival. YS, Kanye West, Ty Dolla $ign. You probably knew this song was going to make an appearance. Hell, when I saw that cover art with the woman that suspiciously resembles Kim Kardashian, I knew it would have a place here. The song is clearly meant to build up Kanye's verse, but I wouldn't say it was worth the hype because Kanye's rapping on Carnival is actually really bad. From the tasteless jokes about Me Too, to sticking up for Chris Brown, to delivering every line as if he's asking a question, this verse is excruciating to sit through. If anything, it makes me wish this song was merely a collab between Rich the Kid, Ty Dolla $ign, and Playboi Carti. Their verses aren't even necessarily bad, but Kanye clearly being at the head of this project gives it a whole stink. For me, the grossest part is when the group, the Inter Milan Ultras, start singing about how she gives great head and rides dicks like carnivals, and honestly feels super degrading. Like, it's not to mention when they keep chanting "go go go" at the end, I feel like my head is about to fucking burst. Much like how Nicki's one line about Megan brings down FTCU, Kanye's mere presence on Carnival just puts a big frown on my face. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
have
my
more.
piece in not now, but in a bit.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, even though 2024 was a really good year overall, any of my bottom 3 could have been the worst song in the previous year. So my number 3 was Chevrolet. My number 2 is "You My Everything" by Sexy Red featuring Drake.
Oh man.
Yeah, so Sexy Red. The backlash from like the typical people is like kind of annoying, but I just have to acknowledge, like, her singing is atrocious here. The first minute of the song is genuinely unfucking listenable. Like, and it's to the point where the Drake part is the better part, even though it's him doing these very lazy rhymes over Baby El Drizzy.
Right.
Yeah, if it wasn't for my number 1, this easily would have been the worst song of the year for me. It's...
Yeah, I can see that.
Why does this even exist?
Why does it exist? And then let's move on to Night Browsers.
All right, my number 2. Beautiful Things by Benson Boone.
Wow.
Oh my
Okay.
god,
All right.
this one. Yeah, I'll just be upfront here. Benson Boone's screeching. It's the worst. The chorus is in this weird state of sounding abrasive with Benson's yelping and yet somehow sanitized with the guitars that were mixed to hell and back to prevent it from having any actual impact. It's the audio equivalent of eating soft food when you suddenly hear a crunch noise. It's the worst. Like, the lyrics are much better. For a song about fearing about what might happen to your life, it's really vague on what he actually fears. Like, yeah, he's scared about losing it all, but he doesn't go much into detail into why he's scared. So what you're left is an underwritten mess that doesn't go anywhere despite its ambition.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that nobody has like it's not on my list, but I'm still like I found it somewhat decent given the instrumental and like yeah, Benson Moon's not an amazing singer, but I'm surprised that this is the first time it's shown up at all.
Yeah.
I mean, Benson Boone, he's a guy with honestly his price without promise.
Mhm.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
I love his song "In the Stars." I love his which jumped the album. I also really like his
I really like Slow It Down.
He had another single. I'm trying to
Slow it down.
Ghost
Yeah.
Town?
Slow It Down.
No, not Ghost Town. It was one of the ones like
Coffee
in
Cake.
Little
You can
Runaway.
talk with me for what was it?
Little Runaway from his Pulse EP.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
Okay, yeah,
that one's really good as well. I've also listened to his album, Rollerblades and Fireworks and Rollerblades. It's a pretty solid album.
There's things to enjoy about that record. I agree.
Yeah, like I mean, Beautiful Things. It's also, I think, just I've gone very much up and down over the year with it, but I think it's pretty solid. The songs I don't like from the album, Ghost Town, Slow It Down, and especially Cry. That would have been a DHM if that was big enough.
Yeah. I didn't like Cry, but Beautiful Things, I think has some things going for it. Like, the subject matter, of course, is something I can kind of like understand. It's sort of like, Benson is noticing that his life is going so well right now. He's reaching new levels of fame. He gets along with his family, and he has a special sweetheart. It's almost like, things are going too perfectly. How is everything going to become undone? And you kind of have that anxiety batting around in your head. And honestly, I think I can relate to that to some degree. Like whenever a good thing happens in my life, it's like, oh shit, is it all going to come on? Is it all going to be, well, what's the word? Oh crap, is it all going to be undone? Like, is it all going to fall to shambles? And yeah, and I can see where he's coming from there. And plus, I think the instrumental, kind of hits in some ways. I will agree that the screeching does kind of get to you a little bit, but no, I wouldn't say this is a track I hate.
Yeah.
Understandable.
Okay. You want to say something?
I was just gonna say. So, is it time for our number ones?
Yes. So I was going to say, as per tradition, we will all say our number ones at the same time, and then Sundrop will start us off.
All right.
Once we all say.
I'm looking forward to it.
Okay.
All right. You ready?
3, 2, 1. Carnival.
Lonely Road.
High Road.
Oh, wait. Do we have 2 carnivals and 2 high roads?
No, we have Lonely Road and High Road. So it's all
Lonely
about
Road, High Road.
roads.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. The Road Crew is all about roads. But yeah, I'll repeat myself again. My number one is High Road by Co Wetzel and Jesse Murph. Believe it or not, I was actually flip-flopping between this and Wild Ones for my number one pick. But for all of Wild One's countless faults, it was at least trying to be fun and chill. I have zero clue why any listener would vibe with High Road. It's a fucking miserable track. We spend the 3-minute runtime with 2 singers trapped in a dysfunctional relationship full of fighting, cheating, and alcoholism, and their only way of coping is to get stoned because I guess simply breaking up would require too much effort. The production is gloomy and provides no memorable melodies, and once again, it starts to feel pretty creepy when you take into account that Co Wetzel is 12 years older than Jessie Murph. I do feel bad for bashing her this much because she has plenty of time to improve. Her song Dirty with Teddy Swims is honestly decent, filled with plenty of soul. And I'm always eager to hear Teddy Swims. I like the guy. But it still feels awkward since he is yet another collaborator of hers that's past 30. Like, can someone please help Jessie Murph duet with people in their 20s? Because I think someone at Columbia Records is using her to live out an age difference fantasy. High Road is just an ugly, wretched song to listen to. And the further Jessie Murph can distance herself from this material, the better. High Road is my number one pick for the worst song of 2024.
I just want to say real quick,
Yeah.
it's funny you've pointed out Dirty as a highlight, because that would be, honestly, I'd have to consider it for number one on the worst list if it was a hit. It's
Oh, really?
atrocious. Like, it is, like, generally, she sings there, perhaps worse than Sexy Red on You Everything.
Really?
It is
Really?
genuinely unlistenable as well.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Um,
But Teddy Swims is good, right?
His part's only like decent is too late in there. Like, you have to slog through like a minute and a half of Murph just butchering the song.
Okay.
And by that
Okay,
time,
well,
I've already switched channel.
But yeah, that's fair.
Um,
That's fair. But yeah, let's Fans, you want to talk about Carnival now?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Kanye. Yeah, Kanye. Before everything happened in the past few years, I very much would consider myself a fan of the guy. I love Graduation and Dark Twisted Fantasy and shit. I liked Donda quite a lot.
Okay.
Like the song Jesus Lord from there, I actually really vibed with. Though, wow, did that J Electronica verse not is not very good. Like,
Yeah.
bro cannot even do a feature without bringing in his yikes takes. But like that song features like some pretty impressive storytelling on Kanye's part. It feels like since he had the whole going on InfoWars arc and stuff, I don't know what fucking happened, man, but he forgot how to flow and he forgot how to write bars. It feels like.
Yeah.
Yeah, like his music genuinely took a nosedive in terms of quality.
It took a massive dump in quality between Donda and Vultures. Yeah. His verse obviously is the worst one here. It's him bragging that he's so big he's uncancelable, essentially, despite the fact he's a shitty person. And then I don't even like any other people here really either. Ty's verse pretty rote. I find the production more annoying than anything, and yeah, the chorus and the soccer hooligan chant can just go screw off.
Right.
It almost gives you a headache just hearing that.
Yeah. I
It
can
is
definitely see.
just like exceptional minus tier, essentially.
Exceptional minus.
Agreed.
Yes. Deserved.
And yeah, I'll have more to say about it during my turn. But yeah, Night Browser, why don't you get to your number one?
All right, my number one, "Lonely Road" by Machine Gun Kelly featuring Jelly Roll. I've seen a bit of criticism towards another white rapper who went country this year, Post Malone. Another outlet. You know what? Say what you will about his pivot of it. At least he sounded like he wanted to do to make country music there. In contrast, Machine Gun Kelly only did it because he wanted try to be relevant again after no one liked his last two projects, including genre sad boy and that as part of his two. Like,
Yeah.
like the chorus is straight up lifted up from Country Roads Takes Me Home, which so happens to be one of the most popular country songs of all time, rewritten as part of this hackneyed breakup song. The instrumentation is just an acoustic version of a mainstream sellout deep cut with hi-hats and 808s randomly sprinkled in. And like, this was produced like that. This was produced by Travis Barker, and there's a reason why he doesn't do country music. Also, I don't dislike the Jolly Roll, but like after these few songs, he desperately needs better taste in picking what he attaches his name to. Like the features he's done after the last 3 years includes Falling in Reverse, like it said earlier, Join Your Lucas, and Hollywood Undead, and somehow this is worse than all three of the I debated whether this or Beautiful Things would be my number one. You know what? As much as that song did not work in any way, shape, or form, at least it had ambition. This is just MGK cashing in on country music and doing it in the laziest way possible.
Yeah.
I have a couple like ancillary thoughts to add on. That feature of Joyner Lucas, that is the second best song off of his 17-song album, Not Now I'm Busy. Honestly, like the only like the Conway the Machine feature is solid, and and the best for me is like actually works surprisingly okay, despite how like shrill the chorus is. But the rest of that album is awful. It is not an album you should check out.
That's Joyner Lucas. It does not surprise me.
Yeah. And then you mentioned Post Malone earlier. I'll talk about him now because I'm not going to talk about the best list because none of his hits quite kind of for me. But I actually really liked his album from this year.
Like
it was surprisingly strong, and and I really liked the deluxe of it. In general, the songs without collaborators without like featured vocalists were actually better than the ones designed to be hits with that. Because he was just like in his lane doing like kind of classic country, he's shockingly good at it.
I will say that I really liked his song Nosedive with Lainey Wilson. That one was really good.
I will say, like, in terms of, since I didn't say anything the last time for Lonely Road, like, it's just sad that MGK felt like he needed to pivot to, because like before he released Lonely Road, he was planning on, I'm pretty sure he was planning on releasing another rap project without Trippie Redd, and he had the first single come out and it actually charted. I think it was called like Don't Let Me or something, if I remember correctly. But like it was actually pretty decent, and he was going into a lot of serious stuff about stuff that happened in his personal life, like how him and like Megan Fox had a kid and I think she had to get an abortion or something, and it was like pretty good track, and he was like talking about it on the track, and the beat was pretty creative. Like it was made out of like a bunch of stuff like that he made, like noises with his hands and stuff like that he used for the beat. So like I thought that it could have had a lot of potential, but then he scrapped all of that. And then when he announced that he was like doing country, he released a really bad cover of "Sun to Me" by Zach Bryan. And I was just like, bro, what are you doing?
No. Wait, you guys, you're bullshitting me. He did not.
This was a real cover.
I mean,
no,
it is as real as his cover of Aerials by System of a Down. I will say.
Yeah.
I mean, wait, isn't this the same guy who did a cover of a Rise Against song?
Yes.
Way back in the day?
Yeah.
Like this guy just likes doing awful covers of good songs by good artists.
Oh no, it's real.
Yeah,
it's
there was also his cover of Love on the Brain by Rihanna.
Oh no.
Oh god.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I mean, his first fucking hit was a flip of Fastball. Out of my head.
Oh God.
All right, yeah. So yeah, I
Alright.
guess now I can finally talk about my number one.
Yeah.
Which is also Carnival by Ye, Ty Dolla $ign, Rich the Kid, and Playboi Carti. And I'll just say, I was also a huge Kanye fan. Like, he was the reason I got into like actually like listening to music. So as someone who's Jewish, it was very upsetting to me to see the stuff he was saying and everything like that. And then it turned after that when he started making trash music also. I just didn't give I didn't give the album a listen. I only listened to Carnival for the list, and I was like, nothing disappointed me more than this becoming a huge hit. Like, and the fact that a bunch of things on the charts needed to go wrong for to this even to go number one, it's crazy, and it's crazy that it happened. Like, the only reason it got a chance was because UMG was having some fight with TikTok, which caused it to get like extra momentum over other songs that otherwise would have been there. And like, literally, I feel like no one has a good verse on this thing. The beat is like so overly noisy and irritating. The chant chorus gimmick just makes my eyes roll, and is also pretty annoying. Most of the lyrics don't really make sense. Like, how do you ride a carnival? Like there are that you ride certain rides, but a car, like, I don't know, it doesn't make any sense. And I can't believe like people were just willing to listen to this casually. Ye needs to just stop making music, and I will say I'm disappointed in every rapper that participated in any of the Vultures albums. Like, yeah, seeing a bunch of great rappers like purposely associating with Ye after all that is just was disappointing to see. Especially people like JPEG Mafia. That one like was like really shocking for me. But yeah, I think it's very deserving for worst of the year, at least for me.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I will say that I have heard like other songs off of Vultures for like either for like pretty good race ace or rank downs. If Field Trip qualified, I might have given it my number, but my like number one or something. That song is like fucking unlistenable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think, so I think we could just probably sign off here, right?
Yeah. I guess Sundrop, do you want to sign us off?
This is where you get off. Hopefully you will take a trip with us again, but before we let you go, we would like to ask you to subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed the ride. Again, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you on the next trip. See you later.
See ya.
Bye.
See y'all.
Bye.